This holiday season,
Baby, you bring
one of the most highly anticipated film adaptations comes to television.
Yes!
Katie Finley and Wyatt Nash,
Everything's changing.
Is that a bad thing?
with Faith Ford and Ted McGinley,
The holiday has started.
in a Hallmark
Faith
Channel
Watchers, welcome back to Faith, Family, and Fun Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Well, first off, I hope you all had an amazing weekend and you got to see some of the movies that we reviewed last week. Oh, I hope y'all did, okay? But we are entering into a new week and I have a lot of good things planned for you all this week. As you all know, and please remember and keep in mind that I do post reviews, videos, reviews, however you want to look at it, Monday through Friday. Just I want you all to know that. So when you don't hear from me on Saturday and Sunday outside the community post, the tab, know that, yeah, it's during the week. We go through our reviews and all that good stuff. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and get into our special feature today, which is titled The Bridge. This is Karen Kingsbury's The Bridge, okay, based off her novel. I so love her novels. I just have to say that. But first, let me tell y'all what this film is about. Two college friends, Molly and Ryan, try to save a beloved bookstore they spent most of their time in as students. The Bridge, a local store, becomes a big part of their relationship. Now, Faith Watchers out there, this is America's beloved author, Karen Kingsbury, who has a knack for pulling on those heartstrings, who just write the most beautiful stories, beautiful family romance, women fiction, all of that wrapped up in one. You are not going to get enough of Karen Kingsbury. That is how it feels when you read her books, and it's even more so when you watch some of her films or TV series that has been adapted from her books. It is just like, oh, you just can't get enough of her, right? And I just so love her as an author. She is definitely inspiring for those of us who are like myself, writing books and hoping that God would use us in this wonderful way and use our stories to just bring healing, joy, peace, and love and hope to the hearts of readers all around the world. So this is so amazing just to see like her journey and to be a part of it by, indwelling in her stories. Well, so here we meet Ryan. let me first say this. I have never read The Bridge. Because we're going to do right now, this film is The Bridge 1, and then there's The Bridge 2. They had to break it up in two different films, which I'm happy about because, like I said, we can't get enough of Karen Kingsbury. So I definitely will, later on in the week, you'll have part 2. We're going to talk about that. But for right now, part 1, here we meet, I was going to say that. Here we meet Ryan and Molly, okay? They are students in college, just starting out here. And they are back in, where is that? Oh, in Tennessee, yes, where this film does take place. Well, first the story does, it opens up with Charlie and Donna, a younger version of Charlie and Donna. They've been married for some time now. It opens up with Donna being pregnant, and it just seems like everything is going so well for them. The way that they met, I love that. They don't dwell on it so much, which is good because I do understand that you only have so much time when you're doing a film. So I do like that they give us enough of their story, even though it's short and sweet with Donna and Charlie here, but it's enough to know that, okay, God has ordained this couple. He has put them together, and right away you fall in love with Donna and Charlie. And so you just right there with them as the story picks up, and this younger version of Donna is pregnant, and then this tragedy does take place. However, it thrusts them into the future that God has in store for them. And what I love too I have to say about Karen Kingsbury's stories, that even though unfortunate things may happen, because we have all been there and it's just a part of life, she gives us hope. I love that. She gives us hope. She shows us that God still has a plan, even when it doesn't feel like it, even when it doesn't look like it. And here, when Charlie and Donna do go through this loss here, you would think that it would just break this couple of faith here, that it would cause them to question their future and all these type of things. But I do love, and for Donna, it was more so, it affected her more so than it did Charlie. Well, I don't want to say it affected her more so. I'll just say that Charlie is the head of the household. He is a leader. He is like a really solid foundation of faith for Donna, his wife here, which I just love. So I wouldn't say it affected her more. I just feel like Charlie just kind of knew that he had to be stronger for himself. He had to be stronger for the Lord, and he had to be strong for his wife. So he does come up with this idea, and they talk it over, and just right away, the ideas just start popping out. And they slowly but surely see that God has more for them. That yes, they didn't get the family that they thought that they would get the traditional way that a person may think, but they were excited about that God had an even bigger family for them, that they just had no idea how impactful it would be for many, many generations to come. So they do pack up and they head off, and they end up buying this bookstore. And that's when the story kind of begins, with a journey, a new chapter of their life begins together. And that connects them to a whole nother generation. Here we meet Ryan and Molly. Forgive me, I have to make sure I get their names right. So they connect on to Ryan and Molly, who are just two like 18-year-olds starting out in college, meet each other. And they meet each other in such a cute and adorable way. You can tell it's just authentic, it's genuine. They never met each other and never seen each other a day in their life, and just the way that they were connected, you can tell that God was orchestrating the ordeal, and it was so beautiful to watch. And it just made you be like, just give you hope in that arena of love, and just knowing that God does have someone special out there for everyone, especially if you have that desire, that he does have it. And it's just all a matter of just allowing him to do it and being patient and not getting in the way. And I just felt like this was the perfect example with watching Ryan and Molly, how they end up talking, end up in some of the same classes, and they were just like two kids who didn't really have it all together like you would expect college kids at that time. You're just starting to get to know yourself and starting to think about how do you want your future to look. Ryan was a little bit more, I can say that he kind of knew what he wanted to do, but he was too afraid of admitting it out loud, because it seemed like, what are the chances of becoming like this major songwriter or performer? It's like, how many people in the world want to do the same thing? What would make you actually make it and set you apart from everybody else? So he didn't really want to put into words exactly his dream, his hope. But when he met Molly, and as they got to know each other, he was slowly but surely opening up to her, because she was so interested. She allowed him to talk and express himself, and he got to reveal different things that he didn't even reveal to no one else, on top of even revealing to himself. So him and Molly, like, slowly but surely, we're doing the same thing with one another and using each other in that way, just to be that comfort, that peace, and that hope for each other. And even Molly, she was kind of clueless of what she wanted to do. She comes from a family where it's just her and her dad. She lost her mom at a very, very young age, and her dad has always been her everything. Her dad has always been like the planner that just made sure she made all the right steps, all the right moves. He knew what he was doing, and he wanted her to eventually be the CEO over their company, their family company. He wanted her to take over once she was done with college and all of that good stuff. And although that sounded like the perfect plan, where he left no room for her to really make mistakes or to kind of deter off the path where she could have to possibly deal with heartbreaking setbacks and probably those type of things that he had to deal with to create this major company and have such success as he had. He tried to protect his daughter from all the downfalls and the different things, that just the icky stuff that we don't really care about with life, and having to learn from experience. So he tried to protect her as much as he could, and he had done a good job, and she appreciated that. But she was getting into this point in her life where she wanted to know what was her true purpose, and she wanted to know what life was like to really make her own decisions. How would that look? and to get from underneath her father's shadow. And with her going off to college, she got a little taste of that because her dad wasn't hovering over her. He was in a total different state, and she just got to know Molly for Molly. What does Molly like? What does God has for her? And I just love that. And of course, that was beautiful to see how that was being orchestrated and working through the Lord. But at the same time, it was causing friction with her dad, and the different ties that she had back home, the different things that he set up for her, this path that he set up for her to walk down. It was causing such friction there, and you just was like, you're praying for father and daughter here. At the same time, you feel both parties, that protective parent that just really want the best for you and want to save you all the pain and the heartache. I mean, what parent wants their kid to experience that, especially if you can protect them from it? And then you understand Molly with being that independent and just coming into yourself and wanted to know what life is like through your own decisions, your own choices, and wanting to get to know God for yourself and seeing exactly what God has for you by speaking directly to you. And so I understood both parties at the same time. It was just like, I was just excited to just be a part of this journey here, watching this couple, I ain't gonna say couple, but these friends right here getting to know each other and slowly but surely building their faith and all kind of different things, making promises like the scripture tell us to write it down. And I love how they did that. And that was inspiring to me too. It's the scene in this film, y'all, where Molly does take out the camera and she records Ryan in front of this club that he would love to perform in one day. And he, at the time of recording that and saying that dream out loud, it seems so far-fetched, like what are the chances of that ever happening? But I do love that he said it out loud. And that was something that Molly was teaching him along their journey together, is that we have to say these things out loud. We have to basically write it down. We have to put it out there if that's what we want. And so I do love that, even though it feels kind of scary to say exactly what you want and to put it out there because you're not sure if it's gonna happen. You don't want to look like this silly kid or look like the fool, but I do get that was a very important part of their journey. And so that's what he does say as an 18-year-old kid. And then there was Molly, and she said something that she never admitted to her dad or even to herself out loud, that she wasn't sure if she wanted to be the CEO over her father's company. She wasn't even sure if she wanted to live in Seattle, and she got to say that on camera. So they had that basically written down, in a sense, for many years later, when they were able to look back on it and be reminded of what was your dream. And sometimes we have to do that when we are like officially adults and we're out of those college years and different things like that. Sometimes our dream get lost along the way because of life experiences and sometimes disappointments and just an overall, there's just the things of just life being life, man. Sometimes our dreams get lost along the way, and it's really good if you could write it down or you could record. That's why I enjoy, one of the things I realize now, just right now in this moment of recording this video, that I can always look back on these videos and be reminded of my dream to be a part of that film world, storytelling and all that good stuff. And I get to see that, hey, I was going out there and I'm pursuing it in a sense, you know? And we have to do that, otherwise we slowly but surely forget, because that's what the enemy wants to do. Slowly but surely crush that spirit and keep you from reaching whatever goals that you may have and the purpose and will that God has set over your life. That's what the enemy wants to do. So we have to be intentional about writing it down, speaking it out loud, sharing it with others, of course, that we do trust and that would be a comfort or an encourager in our life to help us to keep going, keep fighting the good fight of faith. So I know I had said a lot, but yes, all these different things crossed my mind as I was watching part 1 of The Fridge. Once again, this film is titled The Fridge Part 1, and this is a Karen Kingsbury lovely classic here. And before I leave you all for today, we're going to go ahead and get into our scripture, which will be coming out of, let's see, Proverbs chapter, let's see, 18 verse 22, and it reads, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord." That's all I have for y'all for this video. Please remember to leave y'all thoughts, your prayers, your overall take in the comment section below, because I do read them and I do enjoy hearing from you. And until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.